So once again, this is the third installment. Yeah, third installment of today. This blessing it the terrific Thursday, and so on and so on. By the way, since I'm over here watching some Madden videos, so on and so on, I look forward to Madden 21 so I can play with Jalen Hurts. Trey Carson went somewhere else, and just go own it with the Eagles. I'm not a big Eagles fan whatsoever. My team is the Jacksonville Jaguars, but at the same time, I already know what Gardner Minshew can do. I really want to see what my boy Jalen Hurts can do. And by the way, Jalen Hurts is like so underrated. I promise you. Everybody tries to pretend as if when he was at Alabama, he just couldn't throw, or he wasn't as polished as a passer. Go back and watch Jalen Hurts highlights. He was electric at Alabama. I don't understand why everybody keeps trying to underestimate how good of a passer he was. I mean, obviously, what's his name? Tua was more gifted at it being a passer, but Jalen still made some pretty nice throws, all over the place. Medium throws, deep ball throws. Jalen Hurts was never a scrub. He's no scrub. And people need to start putting more respect on Jalen Hurts' name, amongst other things. And I look forward to it. I look godly forward to it for better and for worse, and we'll see that time when it comes. And I want everybody to understand, when it comes to growing this brand of NJ2TheCity, which is me, that's my name. I want people to understand the growth of this brand is to serve more children, to help more children feel godly, loved, cared about, and respected. The growth of this brand is not to do a bunch of foolish things and do whatever else you could claim. I glorify Christ's name with the fame. I glorify I bring more attention and more awareness to important causes that we need with the fame. I do not do anything that I do solely for fame. I do it, for awareness. I do it dare I say, forget face value and get to the groundwork of which we need to help cure violence and really help heal our society from the inside out, to truly help give every little boy and little girl hope that God is alive. God is alive. God is real. And so on and so on. Forgive me if I almost said God is, So forgive me if I almost said it. I meant to say alive, but then I had to stop myself, to say it more clearly. And I think I almost said God is something else. He's not. The devil's a lie. But God is alive, and so on and so on. And yeah. But I want everybody to understand, that's exactly how things are going with me. I do not live for fame. I want people to understand, I don't live for fame. I really don't. I think some people misinterpret my impact all the time as Nick lives for fame. No, he doesn't. Yeah, I can understand you. Here's how fame works for me, let alone just everything else. Every day I walk around society like just an every average day Joe. It isn't until I go around these kids that respect me so much and love me so dearly, like I'm their everything. It isn't until I go around them that I realize, crap, I'm a celebrity around here. Crap, my impact has had a purpose, and I'm not just living for nothing, and so on. But other than that, I live my life like an everyday average Joe, and so on and so on. And even once I get up there with the numbers, and the recognition where everywhere I go, people do know my name, no matter where it is around town. Even when I get to that day in my life and times, I can promise you, I'm still gonna stay the same with humility, with character, and with respect and responsibility. My responsibility is to other than grow impact. My responsibility, and other than cure violence, my responsibility is to set examples for these kids. That's what my like top five, not number one responsibility is, to set examples for these kids so we can help cure violence. Set examples for these kids so we can grow in faith, we can grow in character. Just set examples for these kids so we can heal our communities and help build and uplift our communities. Help set examples. That is what my number one responsibility really is at all times, to set examples. And I understand sometimes in my private life I absolutely do not set the best examples, but that's because it's my private life, if not personal life. And trust me, you do not know the full story whatsoever, of why, this goes that way and et cetera, et cetera. But trust me, on those details, I'll be filming documentaries eventually, and I'll be filming, writing TV shows about it, and short films eventually, to get everybody to understand. I'm not perfect, but I can assure you that I have I try. I literally try every day of my life. I'm as humble. I believe I'm one of the most humblest people you'll ever meet on the face of this planet. I am open to helping anybody, almost any place, anytime, anywhere. I've been humbled by the Spirit, and I want people to understand that fame is not my lifeline. Fame was never my lifeline. Fame is just a perk of my impact, and I couldn't be more thankful for that, because my fame makes me feel like I've accomplished something, or better yet, I have my fame makes me feel like I'm worth it when I feel worthless. That's something that I want people to understand. My fame makes me feel like I'm worth it when I feel like I'm worthless. And sometimes I feel worthless for various reasons. But I can assure you that's why I say I glorify Christ's name for the fame, because or glorify Christ's name, I glorify Christ's name, thanking Him for the fame, um, because with because it is only through Him, by Him, because of Him, that any of this has come together the way it's come together in my life. Without Him, none of it would exist, none of it would make sense, and it is through Him all things come together, and make sense. I love supporting VRA. I love supporting VRA. I love those kids, with everything that I got. As I keep calling them my little brothers and little sisters of the next generation. I mean it with everything I got. I want to grow up with those kids. I want to see them grow up personally, and that is what this life is about for me. This life is about helping these younger kids understand who Christ is and how God's plan is working in their life, past, present, and future, for better and for worse. I'm honored when everybody shows me the love and the respect and the encouragement right back that I give them, because that is, again, that's how we grow the Spirit. That's how we grow in connectivity. That's how we grow in one sponsorship. That's how we grow in everything that we need to towards a better life, and so on and so on. But fame is not my lifeline whatsoever. I want people to understand that. Fame is not my lifeline whatsoever. Like I said before, I ain't been alive 22 years getting fame all 22 years. I've been alive 22 years, and this fame stuff just came about during my time at Nice, when I was as vibrant and outgoing as I was, and I was, just the life of the party, and I just always went outside my way to mentor these kids and support these kids, give speeches, do a little freestyles here and there, and just run things. And that's what I want to do for so many other schools, is I want to inspire these kids about school spirit. I want to inspire these kids, to love their communities. I want to inspire kids to take care of their communities, on how to build up their homes, if not rebuild their homes, if not establish their homes, something like that. I want to help inspire these kids to do so many things. I want to inspire their parents to understand how far they've actually gotten in their life versus where they need to go and need to be in order to make a better life for their kids and their families. Like I say, it takes humbleness on everybody's behalf. It takes humbleness to be quiet and listen to, dare I say, what the prophet is saying to you. Yeah, check my last video for that. Nate the Prophet at your service, another nickname that I go by. But that's what it takes. And not to say, that's not to say Nate got all the answers, but it is to say that it is to say that, if you were to ask me, I've put myself in that position for God to speak through me all the time, and that's all I do every day for the most part. And that's what I mean when I say it's like, let's all practice humbleness together to let God work through all of us, not just me, all of us, so we can truly glorify His name and grow, in spirit, to strengthen our souls and our salvation. I have so many ways to phrase that, it's not even funny. But indeed, God bless KMS Current Middle School. I look forward to giving back to my original middle school alma mater, PVA. I look forward to being out there for your football games and getting more involved in your sport events. Palm Valley Academy, that's what that stands for. Mill Creek Academy, Pacetti Bay, you name it. I don't care. I'm going everywhere to support all these kids, which are, once again, my little brothers and little sisters of the next generation. Okay? My little brothers and little sisters of the next generation. I don't care what grade you are in. I don't care how old you are. You are my little brother or my little sister of the next generation, or you're just my sister or my brother of the next generation. Depending how tall you are, because some of these kids are so tall. How can you call them because you usually when I call anybody my little this, my little that, it's usually depending on your height, not is usually depending on your height. That's usually what it's depending on. If you were to ask me, but whether you call me big bro or you call me whatever you call me, I'm okay with it. As long as it's godly, clean, and appropriate. Or godly, clean, and accurate. But I want everybody to learn better and grow in Christ's name. I want everybody to understand who Christ is, and I want everybody to indeed grow their testimony. Give God a chance to grow you. Give God a chance to work with you. Give God a chance to grow your testimony. Give God a chance to everything I just named. And I'm telling you, once you do stuff like this in every school, in every community, I promise you, every community will be as clean as it can be. Now, that doesn't mean you won't find your little nuts here and there that do whatever they do, but at the same time, overall, everything will be, for the most part, clean and spotless, and for the most part, everything will take time, but it will be glamorous and glorious at the end of the day in Christ's name. And with this type of talk, people are pretty much like, Nate for president. Yeah, no, I mean, I would love to be elevated to that high office, but I can assure you, I can care less about that high office for the most part. And the reason why is because I can assure people, as I've heard this in the political realm countless times, real change don't come from Washington down. It comes from grassroots communities up. And that's where it comes from. It really don't come from Washington. Washington has its rules, its regulations, its political parties, its things they can control, nationally, but they don't. But our local governments exist for a reason. Our local affiliates and associations and etc. programs exist for a reason. We got to do the groundwork. We can't keep expecting Washington to save us, which is the top raw that a lot of people struggle with every single day. They're waiting for Washington to save them, let alone they're waiting for the local government to save them. Again, get in the Bible and learn how to take charge of your own life, with or without the government, with or without I want to say spectators, with or without whomever and whatever else I could think of. That's what you got to do. And no matter what hood you're in, no matter what community you're in, that's what you got to do. Look into the Bible and learn how to take care of your own life, take control of your own life, build your own family, and communicate with your own community, and so on and so on. That's how we grow, we build, and we charge this change for better. It's not. I'm telling you, if you're waiting for politics and politicians to save you, I can't. I'm telling you, I can't even say anything clean about that because it's just not right. Stop waiting for politicians and politics to save you. Stop it. What you need to do is get in the Bible and let Jesus save you. That's what you need to do. Give your life to Jesus. He will save you. He is the only one that will save you. But you have to give yourself up to him. You have to give him a chance to work with you. You have to give him a chance to dwell inside of you and change and transform you. It's not gonna, I'm telling you, that's what you gotta do. Again, these are reasons why they call me Pastor Nate, if not Nate the Prophet. Actually, really more so Pastor Nate. Nate the Prophet part came from when I was doing some type of internet research about, about religious affiliations and so on and so on. Like a little quiz to see, whether you're an apostle.